I've worked with a lot of MPs, but this is the hardest working MP I have ever worked with. Believe me, and he's the absolute campaigner. He's consistent. He has, and I was quite surprised at it actually, one of the petitions he signed, but for Maqbool Bhat's remains return petition he did sign. So Simon speaks his mind, and he really, we've had a lot of discussions and meetings and what have you. He always sends me all the parliamentary library papers and what have you. And I try to send the parliamentary questions, and he's got one, he talked about it on 3rd of March. It's been absolutely superb. And before the election, I said to him, what are you going to do when you get elected? He said, my first visit will be to the Kashmir. And he did that. And then he continues supporting us. So I would like you to hear from him. I know. And the modesty in his speech, he does not know what he's telling.
I won't use the microphone if that's okay. I'm assuming everybody can hear me. Danczuk said those very nice words about me, not least because, if you're not aware, I am one of his constituents. He represents me on Rochdale Council and he's up for election in the reason he's asked me to speak and the reason he said such nice things is because he wants me to vote for him. Well, we'll have to wait and see. No, I will certainly be voting for Danczuk. He's an exceptionally good councillor. The other observation I would make is from the Trade Union Congress. 2 points. I think it's a little bit premature talking about my successor after I've only done the job for 3.5 years. I think it was time to settle into it, but it would be a delight to see whoever succeeds me to come from the Kashmiri diaspora. I think that would be a good thing. And let me just say this about the TUC President's comments. The fact many of you will know that I've campaigned on Palestine and was for quite some time the chairman of Labour Friends of Palestine. But the news there that senior trade union representatives are going out to Gaza must be commended. And let's all put our hands together for the Trade Union Congress for making that happen. We mustn't forget the plight of the Palestinian people, even when we're speaking about important issues around Kashmir. I think it's particularly fitting that we pay honour and pay our tributes to Maqbool Bhat in this fantastic building, this alongside the renovated mill next door. And all credit to the Kashmiri diaspora in Rochdale who've worked relentlessly to develop this property and to develop that property, coming together, working, volunteering, unpaid over a number of years to ensure that we have these community facilities in the heart of our community. And so let me start by paying tribute to the Kashmiri community in Rochdale for the excellent work that you do on behalf of the wider community. Thank you for that. Let me move on to paying tribute to Maqbool Bhat. And the reason we do that, the reason that we remember Maqbool Bhat is because he is a modern day freedom fighter. The reason that we remember him is because he had a good, just cause in fighting for Kashmir. And the reason that we remember him is, as Councillor Aftab pointed out, is because he put the Kashmiri people before himself. That's why we remember him. But we should also remember Maqbool Bhat because for broader and wider reasons, one of which, most importantly, we should remember it because he was fighting injustice. That's incredibly important and incredibly powerful, and we must remember him for that reason. And I was passed a note earlier during the discussions to say, would I help and assist as Vice Chairman of the All-Party Parliamentary Group on Kashmir? Would I help and assist and lobby the Foreign Affairs Select Committee to examine and have an inquiry into the situation in Kashmir? Well, the answer to that is yes. And then I was asked, would I support the lobbying of the Indian government to return the remains of Maqbool Bhat to its rightful place? And the answer again to that is yes. And the question in that note is, would I venture to India to take that petition to lobby the government on behalf of the Kashmiri people? And the answer to that is yes, of course I would. Because it's important, not just to me, but to the people I represent here in Rochdale. It is all about self-determination, as has already been pointed out. It is all about the injustices that we find in Kashmir. But I also want to raise another point that Dalat quite rightly lobbies me on a regular basis, and that is the injustice that many Kashmiri people face in Britain, in the United Kingdom. The injustice that is felt on a day-to-day basis throughout this country. The Kashmiri people face disadvantage, they face discrimination, and sometimes they face degradation, and that can't be acceptable. And so on the 3rd of March, on Monday the 3rd of March, I have instigated an adjournment debate that will look at the situation of the Kashmiri diaspora in the United Kingdom. And we will have a 30-minute debate in the chamber in Parliament, which I will lead, where we'll talk about the issues facing the Kashmiri people in this country. And one of the real issues, one of the real concerns, as has been highlighted by Dalit on many occasions, is the fact, and as Aftab pointed out, that people call themselves Pakistani when really they're Kashmiri. And we have to look at why that is. And one of the reasons is that the census of population that is carried out on a 10-yearly basis, does not account for the Kashmiri people. And that has to change. And that's one of the biggest issues I will be raising on your behalf in that debate. Let me finish by saying, as has already been said, we have to be united in the cause for Kashmir. I am 100% on side. I will do everything possible. Thank you for listening to me this afternoon, and let me welcome our honoured guest today. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Simon. And believe you me, I've never seen a bigger campaigner upfront speaking MP than Simon. It was, I think this is next to Max Madden. I think Max Madden was really good. Yeah. I had a pleasure of meeting you. The leaders this series as well.